Barry here. Good afternoon.
Hey, Barry, how you doing?
Here's the new father.
Christina, are you on the call right now? I'm logged into Stephen's Zoom, so I don't know if that's Christina. It looks like Stephen Cloud there, but yeah, I got pictures for you guys, so
Awesome.
I'm
Can't
ready.
wait.
Yep, and other good news as well.
Okay. I'm not sure that beats what you got.
PSA, if we're ready to move forward on Peters Creek.
You'd think there's days I remember when addresses what.
Yeah,
Give me a state.
I got on the deck today, so that'll be our first item for review.
All right.
See if everyone else jumps on. Stephen should be hopping on.
Well, you're welcome to throw up the deck and then wait on baby pictures.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
You can remind me of this one first.
Yep. Okay, there's Stephen.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, now we can. I don't know why there's that extra Stephen Cloud here. And I'm logged in as you.
Yeah, no, I'm on my PC, but I'm logged in on my phone as well. So
Oh, I just
sometimes
muted.
my audio is not that great because I'm in a rural area. So the satellite can interfere with audio quality. So therefore I'll log in on my phone and my PC.
Cool.
So you get me twice, 2 for the price of 1.
3, because I'm logged into Stephen Cloud. So
We're multiplying.
there you go. There's the S3.
We're multiplying.
Do you guys want to kick it off? We'll get the rest on when they join.
Why not?
Cool.
I'm gonna mute too. I'm in a noisy area. I'm watching.
No
I'm
worries.
watching.
So I'll show you, we'll give them some time and I'll toggle to the baby pictures. We'll see if anyone else joins. So Peters Creek, we've been looking at this one for the last 6 to 8 weeks here. Just a brief overview, long haul on the market here at over 1,000 days. Good absorption rate on the 3, challenge on the 5, high class area with the median household income and steep population growth, which I like to see. We put in an offer in at 1 million for the 12.7 acres. During the LOI discussions, they had brought up a separate parcel of land, a little triangle. So we get you a good view right here. This triangle right here for an additional 100,000. I have it. They are ready to move forward with the terms that we've provided, which are standard due diligence period of 120 days, 30-day extensions, zoning permitted, phase 1 size, etc. But we'd be able to acquire this land and do a ground up self-storage facility there. Some new builds in the market, if you recall, I think Mark was scouting one that was probably adjacent to it, but that has not popped up on Radius. Just to look at the rates, Storage Sense and Extra Storage Space are 2 comps that we're comparing to like for like. We can see it trending in the 140s to 160s for a 10 by 10. Here's just a brief look at the underwriting. We have it built out for the paving on the site work, $80 a square foot for the build-up cost of those units, demoing the trees, another 53,000, and vehicle storage here at 1.8 million with the canopies. Here's our respective returns on it. I know I went through that really fast, but that's Peters Creek. I just got a reply from Charlie today. They're ready to move forward with the PSA. And I can pull that up too with our original LOI. Let's see. See if I can find that original attachment. Let's go to follow up, boss. Any commentary from that one, Barry?
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry, I do. Where do we land on the land basis for that?
On the what?
Land cost.
1.1 million. And it'll be just over 13 acres. Originally, we'd gone in at 1 million. There was 5 individual LOIs because there's 5 different owners on it. So let me see if I can get kind of the original one.
That's okay. You can pull up the, you can pull up the current one either or. It is probably
Yeah,
what it is.
Yeah, so I have both. So this was the original. They had elected to go with option A for $1 million. You can see 90-day due diligence. Sorry, I said 120 with 2 30-day extensions. With the zoning, the rezoning contingency before we go hard. There are 5 different LOIs because we'd be with the 4 original owners, and then there's rights to the land that I had mentioned right here. By acquiring this for an additional 100,000, we'd be able to get a signalized intersection here and a little bit easier road access. You can see how aggressive Peters Creek Parkway is here with 35,000 cars. So I think on a, do you prefer on per acre cost or square footage? Let's call it 13. Steven, is it 44,000 feet, square feet in an acre? Believe so. So at 572,000 square feet, we're getting it for $1.92 a square foot for the land basis. I can't hear you, Barry, if you're talking.
You hit mute on accident. Thank you. No, I think we're starting in a good position from a land basis. That little corner up there that I can see, be curious to know for 100K if it's, that's where the monument sign might go. Besides you get to the setbacks on each side, you may not have much of that corner left, but it may be worth the corner for signage. So we're gonna have to think about
The way
that.
they described it to me, if you look at this road here,
Yeah.
It gives us front street access to have people turn off into here versus coming down. The way the broker kind of explained it to me it would just give us a signalized intersection from the city.
Well, there's no signal there right now. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it's interesting, Nick. Don't get me wrong. It might be the absolute piece to pick up before we commit to it. Well, either way, we could commit to it now, but I think it's worth some investigation. Without owning it, we may not be responsible for any right-of-way improvements along there. As soon as you own it and it's part of the property, you could have a whole different face to what your right-of-way improvements are. And does that corner do much for you? So I want to kind of study both sides of it before we think it's an upside where it could become a downside.
Yeah. I think because of the cost basis, and we have to get further down the city planning side to look at zoning and permits. But there was a nearby facility that was approved. So I think
Recently?
Yeah, Mark, you have a little bit more knowledge of that adjacent facility.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, last time I drove past, they've not started, but I know they are permitted and approved, ready to go, so.
And it's in relatively the same zone, or it's like a stone's throw away from this, correct?
Well, it was not zoned residential, and I think, is this one still zoned? I believe it was, the one you're looking at was zoned residential, the one we're discussing.
Take a look to see if it's on the property summary. We had reached out to the city, but not gotten very far. And the conversation between the broker and us was slow. So I'd not pursued this vigorously, but that's kind of like our next thing to firm this up.
Do you have the city's contact who is in discussion with?
Yes, let's take a look. The property summary from CoStar doesn't provide zoning. Nick Smith from
Yeah, you may just dump it in an email over. Sometimes stars align, Nick, Steve. I don't know. I didn't see who else joined. I hear you, Mark.
Yeah,
anyone else
Mark.
on? But in any case,
We got Steven.
Great. Well, I've been traveling all over, but I had to reroute last week. Coincidentally, this has probably become a broken record to you all, but our father continues to attempt to pass on us, but he keeps coming back. So we're in the kind of the light ICU right now with him after another 2 weeks in the hospital. So I'm in North Carolina as we speak.
Oh,
So
look at
I
that.
might be able to take a hospital break. I certainly can drive the site, and if you give me the contact, I can likely before a week's end make contact with the planner to really understand what this looks like from a use and approval standpoint from the city.
Yep,
So,
put a task in here. Set
Yeah,
up a site visit.
the site is literally 15 minutes from the hospital, so.
okay,
So let's do that, and then you can
Well-
touch base with the city planner. We can get this moving. I'll let Mark know, or sorry, Charlie, the broker, know that we're gonna do a site visit this week or early next. And we can get the ball moving on that. But they're ready to move under PSA, and then we can do a review of how much that corner lot. And I'll have, I'll do a file dump into Google Drive so you guys can review the files, underwriting, all that good stuff. And if need be, if we need to do a separate call this week to discuss it, I'm happy to make time so we can go through it.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had bad signal. I don't know if you heard me, literally about 15 minutes away from the hospital. Also, I did find the zoning information. Looks like it's currently zoned RS9, which is residential single family.
Cool. Well, we'll see how pliable the city is, and if we can work our magic there and start that process. But I'm glad we got a motivated and willing seller that's agreed to our terms. So, and they've given us plenty of time. So I think we put this on the front burner, so to speak, and see what we can do. I'll get that site visit. Would this week work for you guys to meet out there, or do you want me to try to schedule it for early next?
no, we would look at Thursday or Friday. I just couldn't tell you what day yet.
All right, I'll start an email chain with the broker and let them know that you guys will be, let's set up something Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, can you just put us on that chain? That way we can just coordinate with you.
Perfect. And then I'll get the city planning set up too, so we can try to intercept them.
Yeah, if you can do an introduction there, again, I can weigh in and
Schmooze them, Barry.
coordinate. None of it's smooth, but I'll do my best.
Right? Cool. Well, we got 3 more properties to present today, but I'll kick it off with the baby photos to think about the full group here. So this is Atlas James Billington Routson, born June 13th at 7:53 p.m. So I include a funny photo here. Here's all of us passed out, including the dog. And then this is out
Nice.
the patio. So 8 pounds,
Congrats.
8 ounces.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. Big time.
Thank you. Super excited. Been a whirlwind of experiences thus far. Oops.
Yeah, no doubt. You got a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be awesome. Life
you.
did change, didn't it?
Oh, it did. I feel more patient now because I know that there's a priority, and the rest will get done when it gets done. So I think
Yep.
that's one thing I'm grateful for.
Yep.
And congrats to you, Barry, marrying off your daughter.
Yep. Everything went well. Oops. I can't pull up pictures or else I would, but everything went well, and it was a life-changing moment in itself.
I believe it.
So next meeting, I'll see what I can show you. No, I don't.
Love it.
Thank you.
Well, let's
Sorry,
recoup
guys.
some of those costs.
Yeah, indeed,
Right?
indeed. Start saving right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Start saving. Go ahead.
So I got 3 more properties today. I have about another 7 harvested to underwrite. We'll take a look at these. Some great opportunities. I'm going to work to bolster the underwriting, get creative to see if we can get a higher strike price than what's presented here. But I wanted to get them on today's deck and get them in conversation. This first one here is out of Rockford, Illinois. And you can see the brick building down here to the right. Still need to investigate the broker as far as the tensile strength of the floors, you get interior photos and a better feel for it. But sitting at about 55,000 square feet on just over 3 acres, newer to the market, 130 days. A little bit of saturation in the market at 7.7 to 6.45, but you'll see on this week's deck, I've included the unit mix for climate controlled, saying at just 18.5% of the units on the market. So while we see a higher saturation still below 8, we do see a drastic or a huge ratio of non-climate controlled in the Midwest here, where arguably be much needed. So I think it gives us a little bit of edge with that saturation, but certainly something to follow up on. Strong population size here with flat growth. The 3-mile median household income is a little bit concerning, but I think that's just the area it's in. As we expand out to the 5-mile, it gets more acceptable. Another new take I have on here, renter occupied and multifamily. So this is actually in a higher, so as we see more properties, we'll get a feel for it, but 52% renter occupied and 40% multifamily on the 3-mile here. So kind of a strong indicator of the need for self-storage, which helps me feel more comfortable with that square foot per capita. I got the purchase price to 1 million, and we'll look at the respective returns on that. No asking price disclosed at this time. It is R1 zoning, but it is published stating that the city is open to rezoning it. So I
So
think,
Nick, I look forward to going through this bad boy.
yeah,
Here's one town that I know inside and out. And I can
Perfect.
tell you, I've tried to build there twice and it's been very tough. Although
What
you would not
challenge-
suspect, you wouldn't suspect where the challenge was. But it was with the union.
oh, like as far as seeing the contractors?
Contractors, absolutely, in regards to how it drove our project out of the price zone. So,
Oh, they're
I'll
saying
be
you 5
curious.
guys, you only need 3.
no, they're sending 10 and we only need 3, okay? And this time you can come sit in the back of the union building with me. And as they slide the union contract across the table, you'll enjoy that conversation.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Yeah, on a serious note, it was extremely challenging. We gave up on both projects. So, send it over. Let's look at it with the other suspected high saturation rate and low income. This may be at the low of your list of 3 today, but I think we started off on a very good note. So there's my quick feedback on that one.
Yeah. And like I said, I think the median household income on the 3-mile is skewed based on where this is located. It might not be around a lot of residential. I think the 5 miles is a little bit more accurate with it. But definitely something to look at. Just a quick summary of it. Again, we talked about the size and location. It's got a mounted sign that we can use, 316 square feet of frontage on 11th Street. Located close to the big bypass here, and a ton of traffic during the daytime and evening. So a lot of visibility at the site. We can see here the star representing the location, this being north, fast casual dining around the area, major arteries for the city, what appears to be kind of residential scattered around it. Here's the site plan, kind of a weird build out, but you can see the building in question, a large lot that we could potentially use for outdoor units, further development. I have not explored that. I want to kind of get the city's temperature on the rezoning to self-storage first, and then work our magic to see if we can utilize that remaining space for additional storage or vehicle storage, depending. I know based on the median household income, it might not be a play and the saturation, but just kind of a good footprint to work with. Another exterior of the building. Looks a little weathered on some parts of the exterior facade here, but I do like the construction with the solid brick. Definitely need to get a closer look and see what it looks like on the inside. It was a former school. So with more insights and site plans, we can get a more strategic view on it. One new competitor adjacent to it here, boxed up self-storage. It's in the planning phase right now. It has not been permitted, but that gives me hope that the city would be open to our realignment. The square foot per capita numbers represented on the original slide includes the 72,000 square feet here. Taking a look at the rates globally on the lower side, just due to the low mix of climate controlled, not a lot of Class A facilities in the market. Our 2 strongest competitors here, Box Up Self Storage and CubeSmart, We're seeing about a 146 for a 10 by 10. Very few 10 by 20s represented in the market though. So it could be an advantage for us there. But like I said, we're just looking at about 18.5% of the market having climate controlled. Underwriting, I put $35 in for a square foot to try to make this reasonable. I think as we go through our due diligence, we can firm up and see, hey, is this the right process? Can we get that? Based on your notes earlier, Barry, not expecting to hear great things from the unions there, but something we can explore. Here's the respective returns and a 28-month lease up duration.
Yeah, nice overview. Sorry, I put a little dark cloud on it, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, if you don't, the bank will. Just the summary slide here. But we'll get out, I'll reach out to city planning, kind of see where it's at, get in contact with the broker and get the ball rolling here. Shifting over still in the Midwest here to Waterloo, Iowa. This one is a former Kmart, long haul in the market here, almost 800 days. On the higher side for saturation, again, we're only seeing about a 27% climate mix here. Strong population size, negative growth on the 3, but a strong 3.5% on the 5. Modest median household income, lower renter occupied multifamily, but still significant. I found our strike price at $2.5 million here. They do not have a whisper price currently. The asset appears to be in great condition. Just kind of an overview. You can see this is the lot right here. They didn't have any published pictures other than this one on the posting. So I just pulled all these off of Google Maps. So huge parking lot, and we can look to potentially do pad site development that we talked about in the past. But a great footprint. Get you some more close-up views here. You can see the parking lot's pristine. It looks like it was freshly striped or maybe even paved. Buildings in good condition. I was kind of driving it on Google Maps, looking at the sides of the building and everything. Exterior facade looks impeccable. You can see the roof looks good as well. Obviously, you want to get a closer look and walk with the GC, but on its face, it looks promising. Just a couple more views. But you can definitely see it was well kept. There is one competitor I've highlighted here. I'm trying to see where that one is at. I believe it's this bubble down here, so it's a little bit further off. But otherwise, no new competitors in the adjacent or the nearby area on the 3 mile. Scattered competitors throughout the 5. Again, rates globally looking low, but on a direct comparison with Green Acres and Prairie Life Storage, we can see 150s and 160s for a 10 by 10 climate controlled. Just a quick view of the underwriting here with the $2.5 million strike price, a 30-month lease up duration. You can see the appropriate returns here. So again, working to get in contact with the broker. I pulled all these over the weekend, so I haven't had a chance to talk with them. Hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday, I can get them on the phone after the holiday and get in discussions about it, see what they're willing to take. And kind of go from there. It might have been listed at $4.5 million. I can't quite remember. So we're a little bit far off, but it has been on the market for a while. I think we have some opportunities to work with it, and we'll seek out city planning as well to firm that up. Any questions on that one?
Looks like Barry lost audio, but FYI.
Yeah, I just saw his message here. Right. Next property up for review here. I wanted to go in your guys' backyard, Pueblo, Colorado. Fresh on the market. I don't know why all the brokers are really struggling to get good site plans and pictures on their postings, but forgive me for these ones here. This is what I was able to pull off at Crexy. We're looking at a 6 on the 3 mile, and I know that 10 is going to be alarming on the 5. That's not a mistake. 0.5% of climate mix or climate controlled mix in this market here on the 5 mile. So I think that's kind of where we can feel better about the saturation point. Strong population size, medium growth. Not sure about the median household income being in the 40s. Thought that a little bit odd and low, but the rates supported the conversion. We see a higher renter occupied multifamily on this one. The strike price on this would be $1 million. They're asking 2.6. So a little bit of work to do there. We can see that there's a large lot to work with to try to bolster that purchase price and find a way to make ends meet. Here's the subject property itself, as well as the adjacent parking lot. So we got some room to work with it. Not overly large though, just sitting on 5 acres. We're looking at about 55,000 square feet for this as well. Again, forgive me, this is a picture the broker snapped. It's a Remax agent, so not a commercial broker, but I'm sure he's doing his best. Interior looks relatively clean here. Want to find out if that lighting's still working well. Floors look to be in good condition. It looks like it's already gutted and cleaned. So nice, easy plug and play for the conversion process. At the competitor map here, we can see one new build adjacent to the location. So it gives me hope in terms of city planning. And some of that saturation on the 5 mile, we can probably discount with some of these properties on the fringe here. Getting a closer look at the rates globally, it looks a little dismal. Pulling a direct comp, we got U-Haul moving in storage here. They are a little bit further or not too far out at less than a mile away. And we can see their respective rates here with no 10 by 20s in the market whatsoever. Oops. Taking a look at the underwriting, we can see the strike price of $1 million, $35 a square foot, built in with a 28-month lease up duration. So this one's probably like a lukewarm lead, but something to definitely pursue, especially if we can get the buyers to come down to our price point or figure out alternative uses for that parking lot. Here's just a quick summary. And again, I know that 10 square foot per capita on the 5 miles concerning, but like I said, we can discount probably a point or two just because of that fringe on the map, as well as just literally no climate controlled within that 5 mile. We were looking at 0.5% of the units. So those are the 3 new properties for today. And again, for those last 3 here, I will get in contact with the brokers, talk to city planning. On 2 of them, we can see adjacent self-storage facilities going in. So it's reasonable to expect that there's going to be approval for the rezoning of these properties. And then we can kind of find out the seller's temperature. Yes, Barry, I have emailed the deck out to you. Should be in your inbox. And I agree, the demand study will be valuable on that one. I'll do some more research on Pueblo, Colorado as well. But we definitely got some good leads to investigate moving forward. Like I said, I have about 7 more harvested that met the KPIs we want to move forward for underwriting. Some of them a little bit more saturated, but I moved them forward just because of the low representation of climate mix. So in the coming weeks, we'll have more opportunities to strike at. And my goal is to continue to just kind of rebuild this funnel. Top priority right now would be Peters Creek because we're eligible to go to PSA. So I'll set up that site visit for you and Mark Barry, and then put you in touch with Nick Smith from City Planning. And then I'll do my due diligence on the other 3 properties so we can get more going.
Hey, Nick, I've got a question. The broker for Peters Creek, I'm sure you've shared the intended use, correct?
Yes.
Okay. They are the broker that represented the land deal on the other planned facility.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, have they shared anything, or have you by chance asked them if they have any information on that? Because I actually, it's been a couple of years, I was kind of serenading them potentially to, take over the development, but things kind of were stagnant. So not sure if they shared anything with you.
He hasn't shared anything, but I'll reach out to Charlie, and I think we have a good rapport. So I'll try to see where they're at. And like you said, it hasn't started yet. So maybe there's even a potential to collaborate with that developer.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. I appreciate that.
Badass. Wow, we got through this in record time today. So I'll take the rest of this half hour to add you guys that email chain, set up the site visit, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
Yep. Everybody have a nice day tomorrow. Enjoy your family, whatever you're doing.
Happy 4th.
Happy
Yes, sir.
4th.
Stay safe.
Go light some fireworks.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
See you
See you
guys.
guys. Have a good day.